Oh, by golly. Welcome to the new layout. Wait a minute. How's that look? Let's get soundtrack. Welcome to... Yeah, so here's my new little layout so far. It's still a work in progress, so I just want everyone to see this is a transparent overlay. As you can see here where my hand is. There's a new Cokes live. Whoops. It goes that way, I guess. I don't fucking know. Okay, like that. Let's turn the light on. Looks a little bit too Joy Division in here. There we go. So here's a part of the new layout. So it's a work in progress. As many of you know, the other layout, let me see if I can show it just for a second. This one here, the old New Coast, we'll call that the 2025 layout. This is the 2026 layout, and it's a work in progress. And this one was not built overnight. You know, it took some time. We had a lot of GIFs were created for this one. Obviously, Drew Beeson with the Sturmgewehr, the Command Service Module, the Moon, the Earth, Joseph D'Angelo, and DNA Double Helix were created or otherwise sourced. I didn't actually create all of these GIFs, but some of them I created. So this is part of some of the new stuff that we're doing here. As you can see, some of the differences are that the camera's field of view is brought all the way up to screen size. We have the most banned Prowler online is now a transparent text, and then we have the Magior composite revised being unloaded into with a pistol. The spinning ball has been made smaller, but is still there. I might move it. Let's see what it looks like up here. Nah, I don't like that. That's fine right there. For now, it's right here. Maybe we can go like this or something. I don't know. A little bit too close to the old one, but that's fine. So everything's a work in progress, and it will take some time to get this one up to speed with all its GIFs and all its stuff going on. So today we're going to be telling some stories. I don't have crazy amount of time, but I have like 40 minutes to kill, and so I just wanted to show some of this stuff as kind of a walk down memory lane. And I don't know exactly where to start. I think I'll start chronologically. Another disclaimer I want to make is that all of these photos are 8 years old, so the statute of limitations has long since expired for the crimes that are present here. And that, of course, is one of the reasons I had to wait so long to tell that story. If you remember from my story of K-Pack Pioneers, there's some of the folks that were described in there. I have some photos of them. This was my first ever business partner, Exodus. And just for his safety, I don't want to drop his name on there. I can't remember if I did or not, but either way, that's Exodus. That was my first criminal business partner really ever. Very much, very, very close battlefield bond was formed between us. I met him. We were working in the grocery store together. And I was a courtesy clerk, and he was a checker. And so I was always trying to bag at his check stand because we would have fun talking about guns and other stuff. And at the time that I found him, he was going through a very depressive phase in his life, and I was smoking weed. And so I kind of introduced him to marijuana, which helped a lot with his depression. Then he saw that I was doing criminal activities, and then he wanted to join in because I think that he had... One, was very discouraged and disillusioned about the workforce and having to earn a living, and so he wanted to be a criminal because I filled his head with all kinds of grandiose claims about all the money that I was going to make doing crime. And so we teamed up, and we teamed up for a while, and there's some good stories from K-Pack Pioneers, the video series, and then it will eventually be my memoir with him. And so that's Exodus IRL. You can see he's smoking a gigantic cannon-sized joint. And then I'll just delete that. I guess I'm going to delete as I go because I don't want to pollute my new layout with so many sources. Alright, so that's him. And then I'm trying to go kind of chronologically here, but there may be some times where I don't. So this is my friend who's now dead, Joey. He was a courtesy clerk at the store too, and at a certain point, working at the store, I had basically recruited all of the courtesy clerks to be criminals with me, except for a couple of them who were just not having my stories and my ideas and didn't want any part of what the hell I was getting myself into all kinds of trouble. So, but he joined in, and he helped me break counterfeit money all across South Orange County. He died in 2017. I believe late 2017. But we were working together pretty early, about 2015, about 10 years ago, 10 and a half years ago. He actually quit my operation because my friend and I don't remember if I think I did. I know he's in the book. But my buddy Trent and I pulled guns on him for no reason and pointed guns at him. And I remember that we just did it because we wanted him to be scared and to work with us without, like, we wanted him to not slip up or to, like, tell on us and stuff. So our great idea while we were drunk and kids was that if we put guns on him, then he will be scared and he will work with it and not tell on us or anything like that. With the actual reaction that happened from that event is that he quit the operation and basically never hung out with me or talked to me again, understandably so. And I ended up with sort of a PTSD response from, I remember the fear that caused, and it messed with me for a while after that. Just seeing someone be so scared for no reason. So I hated that feeling, and kind of had to process that over the years. But he was a good kid and did a really good job, and really there was no reason for us to scare him like that. We just wanted him to not cause troubles for us. And we were very drunk when we made that decision. And so, and not that that's an excuse or anything, but it just goes to show that the level of rational thinking and the type of insane mental gymnastics that were being performed by both me and my associates at that time. Okay, so that's Joey. Good kid, rest in peace. Just really good kid, It's sad, tragic that he died. And then, let's see what else we have here. All right, so, gosh, some of these pictures I don't want to show, man, because there's all, but I'm going to do it. This is a picture of me with money, and this is, I was young, I was very young there. I was probably about 18 or 19 years old there. And then this is, the shirt Vominos Pest is from Breaking Bad. And so, of course, that was a big inspiration for me as a kid to get into the crap that I was into. And you can see how young I look there. Just it's kind of funny seeing I looked like a kid at that time. So, anyway. Had no idea what was in store for me at that time, obviously. This is there's a lot in the book about Casper, and in the story about Casper. I've told the story both on YouTube here. I talked about it a lot, and then online. And this is actually a couple of years later. So this is not related to our activities. You can see he's gained a ton of weight. Well, obviously you don't know that, but he used to be a lot skinnier, probably skinnier than me, and had very sunken in cheekbones. He eventually got off of crystal meth, and that's him in a healthy human weight. And then this picture was taken in, I think, 2022 or something like that. But we're not up to anything here. We were just hanging out and having a little reunion. He was in the area, and I was visiting someone, and then I talked to him, and he said, "Oh, by the way, I'm right down the street." And so then he came over and picked me up. And that's Casper. That's the guy that I first ever manufactured methamphetamine with. He was a Salvadorian criminal at the time, back in 2015. And he was very much on meth. And so he told me that we could make, tens of thousands of dollars making meth. And I didn't know that tweakers have delusions of grandeur. That never occurred to me at that time because I hadn't started using it yet. But I was really obsessed with the idea of being a meth kingpin. And so we started working together. And very quickly I was disillusioned by the fact that we weren't making tens of thousands of dollars making meth. In fact, the Mexican cartels have totally destroyed the ability to profit off of that activity. They're flooding this country with drugs that are $5 a gram, and in wholesale even less than that. $2, $3 a gram or less. And so, and then of course, as you go up in scale, that break becomes more pronounced, and then the drugs become cheaper. And basically, it was clear to me that we had no chance at making the kind of money that I wanted to do making meth, and so making meth became something that I did for my own use and not for profit. Profit was other things, and we're going to get into that. But I'm going to try to keep, because I'm not trying to, I'm not advocating this behavior. It's horrible behavior, by the way. All these things. But this is for the historical record. So. All right, so this is a picture of a gun and some meth. So some Xanax and some money and a gun and meth. So that was basically what... and there's a Snapchat caption on that. I think I'd Snapchatted that to somebody at the time. So that was me totally out of my mind in 2017. Just insane. And then this is... Oh, so this is actually... Well, let's say we're going to stay chronological here. Do I have... I thought I had the 20s. I don't have the 20s. I'm going to pull them up on a different thing, I guess. Anyway, these are the counterfeit hundreds that we were getting. Not very good, actually, from the darknet. They didn't have color shifting ink. They didn't... I don't know what else there was wrong with them, but there was some stuff wrong with them, and they kept getting intercepted. Let me see if I can pull up the 20s. The 20s were really good. The 20s is how we actually started making some serious... returns on investment at that time, because the 20s were... Nobody checks a $20 bill. It's pretty much never going to happen. So I have this picture. It's just going to take a second to get to it. Tarantino. Where the fuck is he? I know he's here. What's his name on here? Really? Didn't I have him on here? Oh, I think because he spelled his name differently. Something like that. Or he deleted it. So he is still alive, I guess. Oh, I'm stupid. Yeah, he spelled it way differently. So waved at him on here. Let me pull up the picture of the 20s just for the sake of... Gosh, I was sending him weird stuff. Things that are just like, why would I think this guy from the cartel is going to think this is cool? Pictures of a pipe with George Orwell's 1984. Sent that to... Oh, what's this?
Just calling to tell you that I'm ready for that 107. So, just going to go ahead and get it right over there or whatever as soon as you're...
Okay. What's this? What is that?
I was just calling to let you...
Okay. So I'm calling him. He's from the Sinaloa. Good guys. They were always very... Or at least from, not like I'm saying they're good guys, but I liked working with them a lot. They were cool. I thought it was on this thread. Oh, here we go. No, that's the hundreds again. Was it later in life? Okay, if I don't find it quickly, I'm just going to move on from that. I think I know who got him, actually. I know. The real question here is finding out which. Here we go. Got it. Alright, so I want to show the $20 bills because they were very... This was really the way at that time to do this stuff. This is the 20s here. And the 20s, well, one of those is real and one of them is fake. And I'll put them up. I mean, they're just like identical. It was actually shocking how identical they are. I was blown away. Really good production on those. And nobody ever checked one. I never had one of those intercepted, not one time. In fact, the only reason we actually stopped doing the counterfeits is because we were scared that the Secret Service was going to come and get us, because the Secret Service is like super scary. And so we were so successful at doing the 20s that we were basically afraid that they were going to start tracking us and they were going to get us. And that's a very realistic fear, because the Secret Service is not something that you play around with. This is me with a gas mask. You can see here. So this is an M40 Israeli civilian-style gas mask. Just doing some behaviors. Those don't work really well, actually. In fact, it just makes it harder to breathe. So it's a nightmare. And then this is red phosphorus from the production process of making meth. Here. Whoops. So this is something. Still kind of dirty there. You can tell there's glue in there if you know what you're looking at. And so that's eaten up with sulfuric acid. Like that. This is pseudoephedrine. Oops. Submerged in chloroform. And really, that's how you break down those pills. Okay, you need a chlorinated solvent. I don't want to teach people how to make drugs or anything, but I don't know what this is, but the caption says something illegal. My guess there is some kind of a recrystallization happening. That's pretty early on in my drug making. Whoops. Why did I do that? Drug making career. Okay. And then I like the ones with the people in them the most, but I also don't want to like put everyone on blast. And then this was my buddy Doobie Snacks. And Doobie Snacks and I, Doobie was the one that really got things. Merry Christmas channel. Doobie Snacks was the one who really got things moving for me. He was just a really cool guy, and his death like really was hard. So that picture's from his obituary. He died May 2021, or actually April, and then I found out about it in May. We were supposed to hang out the same day that he died, and then he stopped responding for a month, and I didn't know what had happened, and then the word got back around to me that he had died that day. He died of a fentanyl overdose. Someone basically killed him very intentionally. That person is now doing a ridiculous amount of time in federal prison for a federal drug conspiracy. But this kid right here really changed things for my criminal trajectory. He was really, really good at the distribution of drugs. Just really good at it. I've never seen anything like it, and you wouldn't expect it because he's just like this nerdy little white kid that likes anime. And he's as OG as they come. So that's really tragic things that happened there with him. All right, this is a composite sketch from before I was good at drawing composite sketches of Captain Kirk. This was somebody that just basically out of personal business respect these days, I don't talk about his real name or anything like that, but he was my gun dealer and my like my first meth wholesaler. Because if you make meth, you only get like tiny amounts. You can't make like a pound or whatever. And then this guy had a lot of connections, and so he was the first time I could actually get like large quantities of meth. And the first time I could get guns from this guy here. Okay. So that's a composite sketch of him, just because I didn't want him to be seen. What's this? Okay. This is my buddy Gadget. You can literally tell from whatever the hell is on his head, including the caption that says Cray, that he's just a wild character. Where is that picture taken? I don't know where that picture's taken. But we called him Gadget because he always had crazy gadgets. He had like little micro cameras, little magnifying optics, different lights, lasers, like weird stuff, that he would find. This was back before Amazon was more popular, but he would always order stuff on Amazon. He was really ahead of his time that way. And then that's him in like 2017, like right at the height of our campaign that we had. All right. Let's see here. I'm trying to stay on topic here. Let's see what else we have going. Vominos Pass, just show you that. Okay, so this is a larger quantity of drugs here. This is 84. It's called 84 gram brick. So that's almost a quarter pound, but not quite. It's about 3 ounces or so. And then, of course, the bags weigh something too. So, but it's not tared. So the bags are playing a part there, playing a couple grams or whatever it is. That part there. And that's that. And then, whoops. Oh no. Why do I keep doing that? Okay. Delete it from here. And so forth. Alright, and then this is a composite sketch from, again, before I was good at drawing composite sketches, of Levi Desperado. But it's okay. You know, I mean, I needed to be better at drawing composites to do this, but that's Levi Desperado. He had a young child named Cobain, and I met him right at the beginning of 2017, and he had come to California to get away from the gang life in Colorado. His mom brought him here, and then he immediately got mixed up with me, and I wasn't helping him in that way, but we were good buddies, and obviously everybody's adults make their own decisions. He was only about 19, but I wasn't a good influence, that's for sure. In fact, when I went to Arvin, California, and Jama, there's a story in the K-Pac Pioneers playlist where this is going to go. When Jama threatened to kill me, or made it seem like he was going to kill me, which was actually a very good thing for me to experience at that time, really hardened me up a lot. Levi Desperado was the guy that I told where I was going, in case I was murdered. He would know where and what had happened. Alright. And then this is the inside of Jama's car. Very historic vehicle there. We sold that car. I convinced him to sell it. That was bad. And pretty much our lives got ruined after that. This is Jama. Here. And this was my co-conspirator. We were arrested together with a meth lab. And pretty much got in a lot of trouble together. But we called him Drama because his name sounds like that. And little did I know that his introduction to my life was going to bring a lot of drama. And I think it's funny the way God works like that. God will like do things with a sense of humor, like, look at this, drama. And then drama happens, you know. And I really attribute stuff like that to my creator. And just the poetic and irony of that is funny to me. And there's stories about him in K-Pac Pioneers in the album. This is Drama. He died in 2022, June 10th, 2022. He died. And then this is him, obviously before his death. And he's greatly missed. Never got a chance to make any sort of amends for selling his car because he died. So no financial amends, or I wasn't never able to right that situation. But it wasn't entirely my fault. But still, this is a Goffman. And Goffman was a part of our little ring, the Trans Europe Express, in 2017. He made a lot of his money from scamming old people. So just a real dirtbag. He basically scammed old people and then used that money to buy drugs for himself. And he was not a good guy. And he was very shady and very suspicious, and we all felt... everybody that met him was like off-put by this guy, and they're like, why is this guy in our group? So he's a cool kid. I mean, he's nice. Except for the scamming old people part. That was bad. Alright, this is... I'm going to show you two phase extractions at the same time so you can see how I was getting better at my craft. That's a gigantic emulsion being formed from the phase extraction of pseudoephedrine pills dissolved in chloroform. And then this is phase extraction in a separatory funnel. So this is the ghetto version here. Before you get better at stuff, this is probably 2015, and then this is like 2017. So things were going better for me at that time in terms of chemistry knowledge. Okay. And let's see. And it's like anything, you know, it's like playing a guitar, you get better as you go. So let's see who else is on here. Anything else to show? Here's a picture of a hydrochloric acid dissolved in acetone. Technically, it's it is hydrogen chloride dissolved in acetone because a drying agent's been used, and this is a ghetto drying agent, by the way, down there. But you can see the pH indicator there, indicating heavily acidic. So pH is like low. I don't know. If that is hydrochloric acetone, and then this is let's see. All right, so then as things were progressing, this is an order of Xanax pills from the darknet markets. So you could buy them on the darknet markets with Bitcoin, and then they would ship like that in little vacuum-packed seal cases. Okay, and then let's see. All right, so the night before we were arrested, we took some of these pictures. You can see the vellum paper right here on the left, or it says vellum. That's because that's how you print counterfeit money. And we were running some experiments. We never really got too good at making them ourselves. We were better at ordering them. And then you can see the gigantic knives there. Those actually got us in a lot of trouble because that was the probable cause for the police to search our equipment. They saw the knife, and they said, that's not a knife, and then they searched our stuff. Alright, so here's more pictures of money and drugs and stuff like that. And then this is, yeah, anyway, money is stupid anyway, so I'm going to take that off there. But I just wanted to point out the blades and the vellum paper. Get in trouble. Okay, and then, where else are we? I think we're pretty much there. It's just about the size of it. Anything else good on here? And this is Ella and I, and she was one of my cohorts. You can see I'm wearing the Velvet Underground and Nico t-shirt, and I look more unhealthy at that time. So dark circles under the eyes, that kind of stuff. All right, let's see. Man, he's like, what's that sound? By golly. Okay. And this is a picture of me in the lab. Whoops. Hold on. This is a picture of me in the lab. Doing a reflux. There. So reflux is just the reduction of pseudoephedrine. And you can see there I'm doing the deal there. Okay. So, where else are we? We have anything else to show here? I don't think so. Is there any... Okay. That's fine. So, just some historical photos, and then I'll end with this. No glass in the pool area. Okay. Live from